So what we're going to do is try and look for some winners. Every morning, this is what I do. I open the spreadsheet and I have a look. And to be honest with you, the first line I go for is over here. I look at this column AF is my RTH selections. And right next to it, I've got top, suited and form. That's what I call TFS in the emails. Now, what you can see is we've got a few here that could be of interest. Charlie Rascal, a 4-star selection, forecast odds of 5-1. Rogue, slightly shorter, again 4-star. And Arcavallo, odds of forecast of 3-1, but just 2 stars of confidence. But further down, even though Bilston Bess isn't a TFS selection, there's still 4 stars of confidence, and the forecast odds are of 12-1. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back across and I'm going to have a look at Bilston Bess. So Bilston Bess is the top rated horse with almost an 8% advantage over Playful Sound, who seems to be shorter odds, as is Coconut Cream. But Bilston Bess is our form horse, and if we look at the confidence column here, there's a 19% advantage for Bilston Bess in terms of form, and form is probably the biggest indicator we've got. Speed would be Indian Blessing, Playful Sound has Top Trainer, and we don't see many other mentions for Bilston Bess, but still the most common pick according to this column. So that has piqued my interest. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to hop across to the interactive race card, because this tells us a lot about the race that actually we do want to know. I always prefer to bet or to back our ratings at least on good ground, and when there's money in the pot, and at least a mile. And in listed races, we tend to perform a bit better. So if I look at the race card here, Bilston Bess has a last race of 159. That's quite a lot. And when you sort the column, you see there Playful Sound 129, Coconut Cream 116. It's good to see so many horses of plus 100, but getting up to nearly 160 for your last race is pretty impressive. If we sort it by second last race, you see Bilston Bess is still top 3. And if we sort it by third last race, she's second. Speed doesn't really count in this instance, but maybe we can look at top jockey. Playful Sound here, Skiffle, Serenada, Bilston Bess is down there, but 326 is still a pretty impressive jockey rating in most other races. Trainer, she's third. Stallion, she's meh, never mind. And suitability, she's okay. I mean, 25 is still okay. So really it's the form that's pulling Bilston Bess up here. And forecast odds of 12-1, I think that's something that you could at least think about placing. Of course, she did go on to win, that's why I picked her. So that's one way of looking at the races. Those TFS selections. Now, Charlie Rascal in the 2 o'clock at Newton Abbot is a 4-star pick with forecast odds of 5-1. So let's go back to our race cards and open up the 2 o'clock. Nearly there. There we go. So Charlie Rascal has a last race rating of 105 compared to the next best, which is Il Sicario of 83, and actually the eventual winner of the race was the Raven Master at 77. Charlie Rascal, as it happened, came in second. I might have cause to worry based on the second last race, in that these two horses got a rating of just over 50, and of course with historic races, second and third last race, we depreciate the score, so Charlie Rascal's score ended up with 34. I mean, that's good progression between 34 and 105, so it's still pretty good. We don't have speed ratings for all of these horses, but in terms of jockey, good. Trainer a bit less good, but still third in that list. Suitability comes top by a long chalk. So actually Charlie Rascal, if those forecast odds of 5-1 held, that's a really good place opportunity against the Raven Master, who's clearly the market favourite, probably based on a trainer rating. In the 210 we had Arcavallo. Arcavallo was a TFS, top form and top suited selection, and you look at it, we've got another rating of over 100, especially when that horse is the only one to get over 100. That's always interesting, and not disgraced in any of the ratings either. If we go here, we see form, we've got 14%, suitability, we've got a 51% advantage, and at Beverley, I mean, we do middling, we do kind of okay, so you know, I wouldn't count anything as a strong bet at Beverley, especially with 2-year-olds, but Arcavallo does look the strongest in that field. 220 we had Rogue, ridden by my least favourite jockey in the world, Ryan Moore, and I wouldn't back anything ridden by Ryan Moore, but in this case Rogue did win, and we're looking at it, he had a good last race of 89, he's the only one to have raced 2 and 3 races. One thing I might have done with 2-year-olds is look for someone that hasn't raced, who's got a high stallion rating, here 2.52, a decent jockey and a decent trainer rating, and at forecast odds of 4-1, I mean, for an unraced horse that's a little bit short for me, but maybe Buffer Zone would have been a decent opportunity at each way. As it was, Rogue won, and Buffer Zone came fourth, so there you go.